go back to the start when you first got involved in MMA and like the UFC. Where did you ever think it'd get to these levels?
Yeah, I mean, if you see interviews with me like 18 years ago, I say this is going to be the biggest sport in the world. It's going to be global. It's going to be this and that. I always believed that it would do this. You just don't, you can't really wrap your head around, it really happening and how big it's really going to be. And, that's where we are and where we're going still. We still going to do events in Africa. We're going back to South Korea this year. We're going to start moving around again. So it's going to, some of these events when we get back there, some of these places we have either never been or we haven't been back to in 3 or 4 years. Canada is one of them too.
I was just about to say, I have a few fans who are from Canada that are saying they can't wait for you to come back to Canada.
100%. So, as we start to go into these markets again, I won't miss one of those shows. Those are going to be fun. The energy and the buzz will be insane, and I'm looking forward to it in 23.
Yeah, Africa though, when does that definitely happen?
I'm going to build a PI in Africa too. We're still building the one down in Mexico. That's coming along good right now. And then I want to build one in Africa.
Yeah. Have you any idea what country or?
We don't know yet. That's what we're still looking at. I want to find a spot like we did in Mexico. We found a spot where, it makes a lot of sense and where we can get a lot of, this isn't going to be a PI like the PI here. Like the PI here is for you guys, the professionals that come in. I want to bring kids in off the street and get them to start training in mixed martial arts in the PI, and we'll provide them with education on how to train, how to cut weight, all the things they couldn't get without a facility like the PI. Yeah. And it'll all be free. Won't cost them anything.
That's amazing.
These are the kind of things that we do to help grow and build the sport and to make the sport, bigger.
Yeah.
Unlike boxing, who every event was going out of business sale, and they tried to get as much money as they could, and they invested nothing back into the sport. Yeah. And look where the sport is today.
I think I've said it for years. UFC has taken over boxing. I think it already has by now because the cards are so slim. Like people go just for the main event.
100%.
You go to a UFC show from top to bottom, it is stacked.
Orlando was a fight night. Did you see the early fights?
Yeah.
The place was 95% full the first fight of the night. And the energy remained the same throughout the entire night because the card absolutely delivered, But yeah, that's the difference. And what happens is, when we bring in guys, if you look at how fast you've grown, how much you've blown up in such a short amount of time, Sugar Sean O'Malley, and the list goes on and on. Kevin Holland. All these guys that came in off the Contender Series. Once you get inside this machine, you start to notice everything starts to grow from your social media, sponsorship, et cetera, and you don't have to become a world champion and defend your title 6 times before anybody even knows who the f*** you are in the UFC. And that's how it was in boxing.